Hello, beautifuls. I am on time to be live. It's kind of fun. So, thank you for joining me today. And why we're here is because I feel called to call a meeting. I feel called to call a council meeting. So this is a council meeting of women who carry the codes for divine feminine leadership, and that gets to look however it looks. When I talk about building a platform, it is all about wherever you are pouring your codes, pouring your love. So welcome. Thank you for being with me. I'm excited as I see your names pop up. Thank you. I'm really happy we're here together. So this feels like a council meeting, and I do desire for it to be interactive. So please go on. Hello, Priestess. Say hello, jump in. I am fielding all the questions today. I really want to be an open book today. I should probably flash you over to my little dog today. I really just want you to know who is making all those noises on all of my videos. It's this guy. His name is Sosa. He's very sweet, very cute, very little. He weighs like 52 pounds. It's crazy. All right. So what is the call today? Why are we being called to meet? Why are we being called to gather? The energies are swelling. 2024 it's gonna be a different year. We can all feel this, right? Like, I hear a lot of my intuitive colleagues saying, this is the year. This is the year that all my toiling, all my intending, all my efforting is coming to a head. Is anyone else feeling that? Yes, I love your fire. Yeah, this is a big year. This is also a big year where more light is like coming out from the planet as it's striking the planet through the solar flares that are happening. So much solar activity, so many like electric energetic things that are actually altering the electromagnetics on the planet are happening, that we are being zapped effectively in a good way. I mean, we're raising our vibration, and when you get zapped, shit falls away. So it could be a little uncomfortable. It can be a little agitating. Is anybody feeling that? I remember over New Year's, I felt like I was being raked over the coals of my own shit. And it was intense. And it was like harrowing nights of being riddled with anxiety and, looping thoughts and just all sorts of weird things. And it was like, what is going on? Am I like, what am I pulling up? And it was just not just, it was these were significant purges as we raise our vibration. So where I think I was speaking was about raising our vibration, lightening our load. As we raise our vibration, the denser stuff has to come off. As we raise our vibration and the shedding is happening, it's not always comfortable. It can be very uncomfortable because we're stepping out of the norm into the unknown. It's really uncomfortable for our nervous system, for our psyche, for our general hormonal chemistry, quite literally, to change our everyday thought patterns, which literally are sending chemical responses through our systems, right? Like, I feel like none of this is going to be new, but I hope it's hitting a little bit differently. As we lighten our load, as we get zapped by these solar flares, as we get raked through the coals in, the dream spaces and in the vision spaces and in our meditation spaces and our healing spaces, we are shedding shit, and it gets to be uncomfortable. It tends to be. And with all of that, on the other side of that comes the beautiful benefits of heightened sensitivity, heightened awareness, heightened clarity, right? Like, you can enter a room or get on the phone with someone and know things about the situation or the person that aren't logical, that don't make any sense, that you would not have been privy to a month ago had you had the same phone call, right? Like, we're just so much more sensitive. And with that sensitivity comes what? Greater responsibility. Like, now we have to do things about that greater sensitivity. Now we can't ignore that greater sensitivity. Is that making sense? Yes, I hear you, Kim. You're saying you feel like the purge pulls the chaos and the uncomfortable brings the clarity. Indeed. And we get to be here for the both and, right? We get to be here for the discomfort of the shedding, the feeling of the raking through the coals, the crazy night terrors, whatever it is you're having, and for the heightened clarity and ease of downloading on the other side, right? Like, we will heal faster because now we have a heightened sensitivity. We're actually now able, through our heightened sensitivity, to know really clearly whether we are in fight or flight, survival mode, or we're in creation mode. And with that heightened sensitivity comes heightened responsibility to choose. We've got to choose creation, choose elevation, choose expansion, choose ourselves, stop everything and attend to our inner child when she needs us, right? We've got to respond more. That's the duty of it, because it'll suck more if we don't, right? And I'm making that point for a reason. But I want to capture what that reason was. Heightened responsibility. Oh yeah, creation mode versus not creation mode. We have a power to utilize that we didn't have access to before. Okay? With this heightened sensitivity and this heightened energy and this like beautiful like solar source coding coming to us, right? We have greater power, which, if you want to think of when light comes, there's more shadow. It's stirring up the shadow a little more. And I'm not just talking internally, I'm talking about like entities and shit that really liked it the old way. Those consciousnesses are rattled more now, and so psychic attacks might happen more now. But your love quotient is higher now, so your invincibility quotient is higher now. I'm bringing all of this up because with this power, again, comes this greater ability to respond. We get to do more. We get to manifest faster. We get to build bigger. And we get to, what do I want to say? Neutralize or transmute the chaos, the abhorrent stuff. And now I'm really talking about entities and like the consciousnesses of old thought forms that said things like women are not enough, women are not, whatever, all the things that are like programs, right? All those things, we get to respond to them differently, and we get to neutralize them for the collective. We have access to them now in ways we've never had access to them before, and I think this is really, really valuable. So, how are you being called forward right now? I would like to hear from you. What is coming through you? I would also like to know, what are you shedding? And if some of that feels too personal, you can answer it in a very non-personal way. And I also want to remind you that you can continue this conversation inside my free private space, off socials. I think it's really valuable that we have these conversations right now, because we are, in my opinion, being asked to step forward and be bigger. We're also being asked to gather. So the 3 directives that I'm following in 2024 are: create a sheltered space, gather the intuitives, women on path, women who feel like they carry leadership codes, create a practice space for us in that gathering, and merge our channels together to download new codes, to accelerate our healing, to amplify our power, to amplify our potential. And I see this from the eagle eye on the collective. I enjoy playing in the very finite, detail of money codes because we are humans who came to incarnate as 3D beings to play in the grit and the density of being a human on Earth. And my mission is like the high level view. How are we supporting the consciousness rising of the collective? So those 3 directives are my way of participating and contributing to that. Hello, sister. Yes, Kim, I hear you. This is our time to follow intuitive development. I am with you 100%. Ooh, I'm checking the messages here. Yep, 2024 to 2026. Feeling it. Yes. Yes. What are you all feeling called towards? Are any of you feeling called toward deepening your attunement, like heightening your awareness, doing the intuitive development? Are some of you being called to gather? I know a number of intuitive colleagues of mine right now who are really feeling the call for sisterhood. They're really feeling the call to gather and to like reconnect with those meaningful friendships that just don't get maintained because we're busy. Some of us are really being called, welcome sister, to gather, to mastermind in our gatherings. And what does that mean? That means bring to the circle a shared outcome, a shared desire. And it doesn't have to be the exact same, but let's just say we're all working on manifesting greater compassion in our intimate partnerships or our roommateships. Just for example, we bring that into the mastermind space, and over the course of whatever, few days, we know that that's the central focus, and everybody benefits because we're amplifying the energy when we bring it together. This is why the witches and the women and the wise women were separated. This is a big part of why we have single generation households that are operating in silos. You know, one woman per household, right? Separated. When we gather, the amalgamation of our channels brings upon something altogether new. The downloading capacity is heightened. The manifesting potential is so amplified. That's what I'm hearing right now. We are vibrating so much higher that we are shedding densities and turning on dormant capabilities. So this is what we call our divine technology. We are humans, but we have the DNA of lots of different non-human components. And we get to leverage them. Another thing we get to leverage, just for fun, is the fact that we exist on multiple dimensions all at once. So I'm here with you right now in this 3D reality. And I can immediately tune into another dimensional reality where I also exist. But I was brought up differently in that one. I carry different codes in that one. And I can access her knowledge, her skills from here. This is the kind of technology we have that has not been shown to us, that we get to leverage, that's coming back online. And the simplified word for it right now is telepathy, but I don't know, maybe we're gonna be better at coming up with terms and describing this stuff pretty soon. But this is the stuff that's pinging me, tapping me on the shoulder and saying, hey, activate these codes, turn this on. Help others turn this on. Because this is what's gonna set ablaze this wildfire rise in the light grid of the planet. Us recognizing and activating our power, our capacity, our potential. Is this landing? Yes, sister. Yes. And it gets to be fun, and sometimes it's grueling and it sucks, right? How many of you guys have had a rough transition from 2023 to 2024? It was really grueling for me. It was like, so much hard work. Like slogging through concrete that hasn't dried yet, like wet concrete. It was just a lot. So that's another thing. When you're being raked across the coals of your own initiations, where do you go? Are we supposed to slog it alone? I don't believe we need to anymore. Get with like-minded sisters, friends, community. Find your safe spaces. And you get to find and settle in several. What I'm being guided to do is to encourage, highly suggest that you do so off of social media, because there's something unreliable there. In addition to the fact that they're recording everything we do and creating all this beautiful AI that can be utilized to create very real video, audio, of whatever, right? Which is fine. Bring your strong, beautiful, radiant, platinum light purification to all that you do, and I believe that instructs whatever use of your data for optimal good. That's my intention. So my 3 directives for 2024, I'm saying it again. Create sheltered space, again, outside of the mainstream, outside of social media. Create a gathering place. So bring the intuitives together. So that for me, these are women on path who acknowledge that they are divine feminine leaders in whatever way, shape, or form, above ground, below ground, in the public eye, behind the scenes, etc. And in bringing us together, we are to practice together. Practice whatever it is you're doing. Practice your art. Practice your light language embodiment. Practice your oracular channeling, right? So I'm here to teach, train, support, nurture, cultivate that with you. That's what I do. And in addition to practicing, we are to merge our antennas together, connect psychically, play with telepathy, and bring in a shared outcome or directive. We're bringing more light to the Baltic Sea right now, right? And just in that awareness, we're gridding, we're amplifying the codes, and we're sending more light to the Baltic Sea. Like, this is how it gets to be. It's freaking phenomenal. You guys, our technology is so captivating that it's being vied for by others who don't carry that technology, right? We've all heard about other beings that are wanting to utilize, harvest our energy. It's been happening. It's a real thing. I'm not going to talk a lot about that. But once you know, now you start to really take on the responsibility. Oh, this is mine. Oh, it gets to do cool stuff. Let's figure out what that is. Let's do that, right? So that's what the mystery school that I've created is about. We get to know our codes. We get to know our capacity and our capability, and we get to utilize it because we're all here with a very big heart and we want planetary rise, right? And we're all guided to our own directive, right? Mine is in amplifying the archetype of woman and supporting women in identity work. That's my overarching, most empowered, most focused mission. But yours might be something completely different. Bring your wares. Let's shine up your gems. This is what these gathering spaces are for. So find your pools of safe spaces off of social. That's the directive that I've been hearing and am being asked to share. Find all your safe spaces. And you might just be that messenger who's bouncing between pools of social communities, sharing, disseminating, cross-pollinating information. That might be your charge. Yes. Okay, I'm going to check in on what you guys are saying. Thank you, sister. Yes. So good, so good, so good, so good, so good. Beautiful. So my questions for you are, what are you being called into now? Are some of you feeling the charge to be a little bit more visible? Are some of you feeling the charge to declutter, like your auric field, your social landscape? Are some of you trying to remove yourself from a partnership right now? There's a lot going on, and this is a time of action. Because it's going to free up the buildup that's been wanting to just surge through like a geyser. That's what I'm seeing. So if you can remove the little corks from the bottleneck, right? The geyser can flow. You've been building your energy, setting the intention, planting the seeds, sprouting the seeds, right? Encouraging and hoping and like, right? But there's a little more clearing that needs to be done. And pop, once that little cork's out. All right, let's see. I have some notes because I wanted to be sure I had some things that I wanted to say here. All right. So for those of you who are new to me, I want to just map out 4 steps of things you can do, how I can support your leadership. I have some beautiful free activations. You can find them on my links in my bio. I want to share with you that I brought this copy of the book so you can see and feel its codes, its essence. This is such a beautiful sacred text, exalting our identity as carriers of the divine feminine leadership codes. And I feel that this book is bringing back so many critical aspects of our identity, really supporting us in knowing who we are, knowing our capabilities, and wearing them, and leveraging them, and sharing them. So I definitely encourage anyone who doesn't have a copy of this book, who feels like they are a divine feminine leadership carrier, to get a copy. Link in my bio. And if you get it through me, not through Amazon, I have a gold wrapped copy for you. And then also, after the book, alongside the book, there is a living workbook experience called the SelfGuided Curriculum, which is a little bit of me in your back pocket. It's a totally digitized, on-demand curriculum that walks us through the 8 transmissions of the book. And I'm doing something really special with that right now, and I'm really excited to invite you, whoever wants to join me. I am turning the lights back on inside this corridor of the Mystery School, and I'm inviting you to come light candles with me and walk across this course with me at a little bit of a swift pace and lay down new codes on top of the curriculum. So this is 8 weeks. I'm going to start this April 1st, or right around April 1st. I'm so excited. We're going to walk across the 8 transmissions of this sacred text and the living workbook components of the curriculum, and we are going to lay down new codes. And what I can sense right now is that those codes are going to involve sacral work, sacral activation work, heightening the cleansing and clearing that we've all been doing already, tapping into some lineage work around that. Also, throat work, specifically oracular matrix work, assisting your direct channeling capabilities even more. That excites me the most. The oracular matrix work feels like the most powerful work of 2024. I'm going to say that again. The oracular development work, developing your oracular matrix for direct channeling unhindered by the mind, uninterrupted, feels like the most important work for Divine Feminine leaders of 2024. Also, light code embodiment, powerful material, supporting your telepathy, no question, supporting your higher sense perception, no question, supporting your heart expansion and your heart activation, no question. Light code embodiment, light code language, light code writing, light code art. So I'm here to support the activation of your light code practice. That is hands down number 2 most exciting for me inside of this space. So those are the things that I'm most excited about, and we're gonna start in April. And so if you are interested in this, I want to let you know that for the first 7 people who sign up with me to do this, because I feel like it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be fast, but it's gonna be so much fun. We're like turning things on. I would like to gift you a gold wrapped copy of this book. So I just wanted to put that out there to you. Message me if you want in on that. Okay. What else is on my list to talk about today? You know, I feel really good. We have so much going on right now. I feel like, let me just sit for a second here. I feel like the cross-pollination element inside of these spaces is going to be exceedingly nourishing for all of us. Being in the presence, just being in the presence of other psychically attuned, intuitive women who are heightening their sensitivity, wow, you're going to hear yourself with new ears. You're going to accelerate your own up levels and activations of your psychic clairs. Your higher sense perception is going to turn so much more on in these spaces. This is what I see. I'm really excited to be here with you guys for all of this. All right, I think that's everything. I just wanted to drop it all in here. Thank you for being with me today. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you would like a deeper conversation about anything about me, about anything at all, please pop it in a conversation thread inside of the free private space. That's the link in my bio. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, sisters.